Welcome back, Arbor League, and today we are continuing the theme of Summer Cup, but in Ultra League. We have a core breaker that shares its typing with Magcargo and still does the same job. So like and subscribe and turn notifications on if you enjoy this kind of content, and let's take a look at the team. And by clicking on this video, then you already know that we are showcasing Hisuian Arcanine. Today we are running Snarl, Wild Charge, and Rock Slide. Then we've got a 98 Best Buddy Whimsicott with Fairy Wind, newly buffed Seed Bomb, and Moonblast. Then we've got decidueye in the back with Magical Leaf, Frenzy Plant, and Spirit Shackle, which is already a bold-faced lie because you just saw me click on the Shadow Sneak there. We weren't straight out of TMs. The problem is I just have two decidueyes for the Ultra League, and I just forgot to either TM one or use the one with Spirit Shackle. However, with last season's water meta, drawing out lots of grass types, and the recent buff to Seed Bomb, trainers are getting their fire types back out. But is there one that beats other fire types? At the risk of being 4 times weak to water and ground types, let's take a look at Hisuian Arcanine's stats. As I said earlier, it does share its typing with Magcargo, which means it is a fire and rock type, so it is great against other fire types, especially Talonflame, taking 4 times super effective damage from rocks, and HisuiArc double resisting those incinerates. Among other flyers like Dragonite and Pidgeot, we are also good against grass, bug, ice, and steel. We double resist mirror fires, ice, bug, poison, normal, flying, and charmers. But on the downside, we are weak to water 4 times, ground by 4 times, and rock, as rock does not resist itself, and fighting types. However, due to that dual typing, we do take neutral to grass, as rock takes super effective and fire resists, and steel, rock takes super effective and fire resists. So to back up HisuiArc, we have a hard answer to water, ground, and fighters, which we are covering with 2 grasses. 1 fairy, 1 ghost, resisting that fighting type in the lead weakness. So HisuiArc is ranked 580, just below the top 500 mark, but it does have some key wins in this meta. It is pretty moderate with its stats, similar to its Kanto form, as it's not that bulky, but it can take a neutral hit. Although any super effective move will basically one-shot or just barely KO, even in Ultra League. Because everything in Ultra League is bulkier, as a stab Rock Slide does not KO Skeledirge, for example, so you will need shields for a second Shadow Ball. Attack is mediocre as well. It's not a huge CMP winner nor loser. Its pros are that its moveset is spammy, potentially causing shields due to the quick charging fast move of Snarl, getting to those cheap charge moves quickly. This means it is decent in all 3 stats of lead, charger, and closer. So we are running Rock Slide, Wild Charge. PV Poke suggests Crunch, and so do I. It's all in purpose though. I'm covering for a water that comes in, because this might be better on the safe swap, so when you're locked into a water, you do have that coverage so you're not really SOL. Crunch, Rock Slide, and Wild Charge counts are all the same. They are 4-3, 4-3, taking only 13 turns to get to. So all 3 are the same energy cost, it's just different coverage and damages, being 70, 75, and 100 respectively. Rock Slide though is a must for the stab move, and the rest is up to you. Crunch is a good neutral move and it allows you to hit everything except Dark for neutral, plus the debuff potential of the defense. Because Wild Charge does debuff your own defense, but it is a harder hitting move on everything neutral or super effective. The reason I tried Wild Charge on lead is for the waters, so some of those waters do have a dual part ice typing, so if I encounter one on the lead, I'm swapping out right away anyways, but it could still be useful in the endgame with Quick Charge Snarl. And if a water swaps into me on lead, then I'm already ahead on energy, and I can either land some huge damage or get a shield before swapping. I also found that I'm encountering Skeledirge a lot though, so if in that case, I'm throwing Rock Slide anyways, plus it's stab, and it will do more than Crunch. The only time Wild Charge and Rock Slide sucks is if you're stuck against a ground type, say like Swampert or Steelix. But that's what we are trying to cover in the back, so alignment is key in most cases for this team. So we're up against this Florges here. We saw how much a resisted Moonblast did last time, so we're going to have to shield this one up. And are we able to get the resisted Snarl farm down? Not quite. Not before they throw their bait moves, so this is just going to be the Disarming Voice, which we survive. And we do get the farm down and leave with a couple wild charges. Still could be a water back there, so I'm going to throw it and a Golisopod comes in. Still okay, as they would have had to shield that Rock Slide anyways, but now we can come in here with Decidueye on the 1-to-1s. I know Aerial Ace is super effective, but Golisopod just has the X-Scissor, which is neutral, and even though these Shadow Claws are tearing through Decidueye, we will be able to get to that Frenzy Plant and cause another shield, because Frenzy Plant would have absolutely hurt Golisopod, and they swap into a Muck, and we get that Shadow Sneak off for some neutral damage here. The poison is still neutral on our ghost type, but we're getting pretty low, so we go down there, and I know this is getting pretty risky, biscuits, because depending on what charge moves Muck has, they could be resisted, like Thunder Punch, Dark Pulse. Just gonna have to let them throw what they throw. It's gonna be the Acid Spray, so can we get to that Moonblast before we get farmed down? We cannot. And Hisuian Arcanine should have been able to throw that move there as well. I don't think it would have mattered, as Muck was too healthy. So we're into a fighter lead here, so we do have to swap, and we're going to choose the Decidueye. I know they're both bad, but the opponent immediately swaps, which is pretty good. They do have a response to Decidueye, though, because these super effective licks are taking a toll on us, but we are able to get that Frenzy Plant and cause a massive amount of damage to Snorlax here. Now, they're really building up here, so they could be at back-to-back body slams, so I'm going to shield something up just in case. Same. Could be an outrage as well, but I know we can survive one more. Decidueye, yeah, we probably would have had to shield at least one of those up, and we would have got licked down. So at the expense of one shield, we can win switch. We're going to throw that Frenzy Plant because the fighter still takes neutral to this, and we do get the first shield back from them. So that shield was worth it, and they throw. So it's pretty bad in general matchup for Decidueye, as they do have access to Night Slash, which tells me they don't have Ice Punch, so this could be a good situation for Whimsicott. Although I think they did get the boost there, so this is kind of bad. This Shadow Ball will hurt, so I'm hoping that they don't know their Fairy Wind counts and think that this is a Moonblast, which they do. This is pretty good for us, because I think now we can actually outpace them to the Moonblast. All we have to do is shield up the Shadow Ball, which they do full send. And can we get there? They decide to swap into a Cresselia. So this is a shieldless situation here. Grass is neutral. Moonblast is resisted. Future Sight really freaking hurts, but they just have the Grass Knot, are able to hit back for super effective with these Snarls and charge really quickly to these Rock Slides. I don't want to debuff myself, right? So just have to go straight Rock Slide here. This is where Crunch would be better, right? Because the Dark would have been super effective up against Cresselia's Psychic type. But we're actually doing pretty solid damage here with 2 Rock Slides. This next Grass Knot, again, is neutral. It's still not going to KO. Psycho Cuts do barely anything. We make the Wild Charge just in case the opponent decides to catch. Plus, it is a harder hitting charge move, taking out the Cresselia, swapping into that Whimsicott, getting to that Moonblast, and we will be taking care of this scary Annihilate team. KOs the Annihilate Whimsicott will be taking this game for us. Hopping into the next match here with a blue-haired dude. We've got an Ampharos. So again, we're covering that in the back as well, but Ampharos is quite the core breaker himself. I know he's a pretty solid pick. I know Caesar has some teams with him in it. I've seen him around, because that Brutal Swing, man, it's just, even if you bring Skeledirge onto this, right, you can cover so many Fire Water, Grass Water, Fire Grass cores with this Ampharos here. But we've got a secret weapon in the back. They're staying in because they think we're a flyer, I guess. Not too sure. Get into those super effective Brutal Swings, because we did get to one of our moves here. So we do get to get it off here. And on the second round, like, you make the Sneak or Shackle at the same time as Frenzy Plant. So I should have just clicked Frenzy Plant. Either way, we get a shield, and we're able to take absolutely everything on Whimsicott here. Thunder Punch, Brutal Swing, Focus Blast, Dragon Pulse, Trailblaze. Whimsicott is an absolute wall to Ampharos, and we get the farm down. But on the wrong side, a Typhlosion comes in and they're staying in, which kind of tells me that they are kind of weak to Arcanine. Well, I guess they don't have a response just yet. They do go for that resisted blast burn, and it's a Dragonite. So we've got two moves, both Wild Charge and Rock Slide, ready to go. We're not debuffing ourselves. Super effective Rock Slide coming through, taking out the Shadow Dragonite, and we are double resisting these Incinerates. We might actually be able to get to 2 Rock Slides here. The first one's going to get the shield from the Typhlosion. Can we make the second one? Yes. No, we cannot. The game does not let us and work properly. So we're just going to have to hope that a Moonblast and a Seed Bomb KOs before we get farmed down. It's going to be the bait, too, which makes this game even worse. So I think Niantic really took our 4-1 away from us there, because that is going to cost us, as the Typhlosion is going to make another move. But does this Thunder Punch KO resisted? It sadly does, and we take that loss. So the game not working as intended. Generally with this team, I have been getting solid 3-2s though. So I've got another team coming up in a little bit. It's the same team, we're just swapping out one Pokemon here, but this team is actually okay. I mean, Arcanine, again, is pretty glassy, but we've been getting some solid 3-2s. We have occasional 4-1. They're getting up to the 20-22s. Alright, so we are substituting Decidueye for Tapu Fini. So yeah, we're running Hisuian Arcanine double fairy here. So it is fire, water, grass, like rock, paper, scissors kind of thing, but it is what it is. We're just trying to have fun here, showcase Hisuian Arcanine. We've got a good lead up against a Pidgeot here. So yeah, we do have a bit longer of a video out for you guys today, just because I've tried to post more, but life's been really busy with either work, getting stuff done around the house, or spending time with the pets, or just trying to have a life in between it all too, right? But we're back, trying to get that watch time in there too, so I really appreciate it if you guys are sticking around for the extra content. It really helps the channel out. And this Golisopod is about to catch a Wild Charge. This is exactly why I have this on Hisuian Arcanine. Boom! Does about 40% of Golisopod's health. Makes this match a little bit better. I know everything's resisted, but the Shadow Claws are neutral and the Aerial Aces are too, but this one's got X-Scissors, so that makes it even more of a better matchup for us. So yeah, we're trying to catch up on everything too, right? Because like when it seems when a new event comes out, there's about 10 things to do videos on, plus PvPs. So sometimes my brain just shuts down. Like I procrastinate, right? It overwhelms me. Instead of doing everything, I do nothing because it's easier, right? It's so much information all at once. So sometimes we do need that bit of a mental break, right? And plus, it is you guys that keep it going, right? There wouldn't be the content without the audience. So again, I really appreciate everyone that is here making this community what it is. I really enjoy making memes with you guys. It's freaking awesome. So I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel and just check out what's going on if you're new as well. You guys are going to have a lot of fun here. So we're getting that Rock Slide off on the Pidgeot, which will KO. I don't think they want to keep us around anymore. Oh, they do. So, I don't think we've revealed quite yet what we have in the back. So we're going to shield this up. And I think even from this range, Hisuian Arcanine might have to shield a Brave Bird too, because I know it's resisted, but Hisuian Arcanine, again, not the bulkiest mon around. So going for that Wild Charge, which they catch on a Kingdra. And we've got a perfect response in Whimsicott, unless they have Blizzard, but I highly doubt it. Those Fairy Winds are actually doing a substantial amount of damage on this Kingdra here. So we've got it hard walled, right? The Octazooka is resisted, the Outrage is resisted, the Dragon Breaths are resisted, the buffed Seed Bombs are neutral though, so still not quite KOing the Kingdra, but we're going to get to 2 Seed Bombs here, the back-to-back, and take this Kingdra out and still have some energy for that Pidgeot that comes back in if we do survive. So it comes back in. We could probably have farmed that down too. They were pretty empty, but we're going to make sure that this Pidgeot is gone away from our grass type, and Whimsicott will be taking this win. Up against our next match here, what do we got? We got a Goodra going on. So Goodra did recently get access to Thunder Punch on the recent community day. You guys let me know if you guys did get a good Goodra. Well, we swap into this Wall Rain, and we got a response in Tapu Fini here. We do resist the ice, and we land that Nature's Madness, and their defense falls. So basically anything, like you can just go straight surf after this, after their defense fell. We do take 1 Earthquake. We're going to have to shield the next one, but we will outpace the next Nature's Madness, and we bait with the Surf, so they will have to shield this up if they do want to keep this Walrein around, which they do. We do get the shield, so I think we are going to shield up ourselves here. Yeah, so this is good as long as WILDLY doesn't land 2 Earthquakes, and they bait us. But can we land the next Surf? We're going to go straight for it this time, but we lose CMP, and I'm just going to call it from here. Yeah, because the Hisuian Arcanine also double resists the ice as well, or sorry, just single resist on the fire. Yeah, the rock is one of those defensive types that doesn't really resist, right? Like, it doesn't resist itself. It doesn't resist ice, even though it does super effective to both those types, but it does resist fire, so they're getting another shield out of this. That's pretty interesting. I think I want to shield this up as well. We don't want to see ice on the grass type. We can Snarl Farm this down, but it's just the Goodra coming back in, trying to make that catch. It's not going to be very good, because we've got the perfect response in Whimsicott, and another hard wall. The dragons are resisted, the Thunder Punch, Aqua Tail, Power Rip, all resisted on Whimsicott. Get that screenshot, got them cornered right exactly where we want them. And yeah, so this is pretty much a GG's from here. We could just double up on our moves if we wanted to. Just get it down into the red so that we know a Seed Bomb KOs. But for some reason we're going Moonblast here. I think we might be able to even outpace the Walrein on the Seed Bomb. Plus we've got the Typhlosion to worry about. The 2 Pokemon still left. Not the greatest position to be in, but we're getting that Moonblast off. And as long as they don't make the catch here, we're looking pretty good. Also, if they don't have Solar Beam, I think we're looking pretty good here. Just going to be the double resisted Blast Burn. Can we get to that Rock Slide? And we are patient. Farm down the Walrein as well. And the Typhlosion has nowhere to go because we've got double Rock Slides, but even one will KO any Typhlosion. Arcanine will be taking the win for us in this game. We do got the Grultra League up there just because we got Whimsicott in our team today, right? And Hisuian Arcanine's pretty spicy for any league. Maybe for the Master Premier might be spicy. I got a 98 Kanto Arcanine ready to go. But we've got a Forever Vroom coming into our freaking Tapu Fini here. Some major flex. When I saw this, I was laughing too. I was like, what is this dude here? It's another one of those what is on my screen right now. So we're gonna have to shield up whatever it is. I knew it had like fire, steel, poison moves, but we're gonna get farmed all the way down, not before we get a neutral Surf off here. You know, temporarily it like shocked me. I temporarily forgot what to do up against this thing. Even though I did a thing on it a while ago when it was released, I still don't have one to this day. So this actually, Pokemon looks pretty good. I think might no shield this one. I don't remember exactly what they have. Just going to be the Acid Spray again. They might, they come back in with Tapu, but we've got the Whimsicott, and we can just straight Seed Bomb this. We're going to get that Seed Bomb off before we get the Moonblast or Nature's Madness debuff off. I know the Nature's Madness only debuffs our defense and Moonblast our attack. What do they have? Just going to be the Madness, but again, from here they can go straight Surf, so we want to get that next Seed Bomb off as quickly as possible to take out this Tapu Fini. So the Tapu Fini is still going to live one because it's not a hard-hitting move by any means. So I think we are going to shield this one up because the Water Guns are just going to tear through Hisuian Arcanine. They're double super effective. Make 1 or 2 more over farm a bit here, just in case they get a catch, but they don't take out the Tapu Fini, and we should have thrown the Wild Charge there because this is a resisted Rock Slide, but Revavroom does go down to it, and there's just the Zygarde left. So I think we still have to land a Moonblast here. This Hisuian Arcanine's pretty useless up against, yeah, so we just concede that one. I don't know what a Zygarde is doing in Ultra League either, so I guess hats off to that last opponent there, resisting the Charms in the next match here. They're going to decide to swap into a Swampert, and I just should have gone Whimsicott right away, but I want to get a little bit damage off here. And thinking, just in case they have Sludge Wave and they KO us here, we've got Tapu in the back. Still looking pretty good. Gonna let everything here go through. I don't have the best buddy on Whimsicott either, so it's not up to its, it's 2270, so it doesn't quite get to 2300 even with best buddy here. But we can take a couple Hydro Cannons. The probably third one is going to KO us here, so I think we're going to go back-to-back Seed Bombs here just to get Swampert out of the way. Yeah, so we get that Gramble to come back in and full send that Moonblast and lower their Charms. So Gramble does have Oh, they let it go through. Usually they double shield their Charmer. That's pretty, well, that's something, right? I mean, I know they resist our Snarls, but they've got access to close combat. And I know Crunch is going to hurt us after a while, but we simul swap into the Tapu, but this time we are ahead on energy, so we get to go for that debuff first. So yeah, these Tapu matches are, you know, kind of tricky because like you kind of both have to shield. But arguably, I think I'd rather shield the second one. I mean, we got 2-2 shields here. This could go either way. We are ahead on energy. The only way this can go downhill is if they call our bait or we don't call theirs. So they will be shielding it up, getting 2 shields, trying to catch the... Oh my goodness, they don't even throw the Surf. They didn't get to it in time. We take it out with the Wild Charge, get ahead with the Hisuian Arcanine. Do we get there? We do not, but I don't think the Granbull's out of move either. We've still got a shield to shield up a potential Play Rough as well, but they actually go Resisted Crunch, get farmed down, and Tapu takes that win. So we're doing pretty good here. Like I said, it's a pretty solid 3-2 to 4-1 team, depending on alignment. So we will have to hopefully realign with Tapu, but they've got a Skeledirge. So Tapu is absolutely wrecking this entire team so far. But we don't want to... I don't think we want to throw it on the Skeledirge just yet. Yeah, we can get that Moonblast off, and even resisted there. That Moonblast did like about close to, I would say, 25% of Skeledirge's health. And we get the attack drop, but they get more of a farm down, which is unfortunate for us. So we will be able to survive maybe 2 Shadow Balls on Hisuian Arcanine after the debuff, so we will have to see here. So Skeledirge will go for that Shadow Ball. Oh my goodness, it still freaking hurts, right? We've got super effective Snarls coming through, but I felt like this was just a disarming voice, which it was, which we still survive. Double resisting those Incinerates, trying to build up as much energy as I can. So we're 1 away from 1 more Rock Slide. So hopefully we can land this one, taking out the Skeledirge, and quickly swap. We're not going to get to that second one with Counter or Mud Shot, but it's a Venusaur in the back, and that's our game. So sometimes just team comp is a thing, and you just can't do anything about it. So those are some of our wins and losses. Getting that legendary Phalanx for a reward, right? Am I right? Not really. Like, I don't think anyone uses Phalanx for anything. It's just a placeholder, I guess, but... Getting solid 3-2 again with this team. We did drop a little bit, and just having some of those off days where just nothing was working out. But doing pretty well with Hisuian Arcanine. If you guys are enjoying the content, leave a comment and tell me what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. It really helps me out, keeps me in the algorithm, and lets you know when I post, because there will be much more Pokemon Go content to come. That's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you again, everyone, so much for watching. I've been ArborAndy. Keep your sticks on the ice, and I'll see you buds in the next one.